Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to be reviewing the Canon EOS Rebel T6s camera, or the 760D. This camera that I have right here. It's a great camera. I love the camera, guys. Been able to use it for a few weeks now, and I've had some great experiences using it. So the weight of this camera is actually 2.31 pounds. It feels very light when you're holding it, and when shooting it, you don't even feel any obstruction when you're holding it up to your eyes or anything. So the camera was released in 2015. You may think, oh, 2015, that's not good. However, 2015 is relatively new for a DSLR camera because Canon does not make that many improvements. So this is not really that big of a leap. And now this camera is great for even 2017. Picture quality on this thing is absolutely stunning. I used to have a camera with 18 megapixels, and now I made the jump to this camera, which is 24 megapixels. It has a 24 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor with a Digic 6, and it's also 22.3 by 14.9 millimeters in size. And this allows for some great coverage for all the light that comes into your camera to make some stunning pictures. Even this picture that I have right behind me right there on the screen, those flowers, is made by this camera. Some great depth of field effects thanks to this lens, which I will talk about in just a second. So now let's talk about the durability in this camera. The camera is highly durable, and you know what? This camera feels very solid. It does not feel cheap at all when you're holding it in your hands. You know, it's really solid, the whole thing, the whole body. We have this little guy right here, which is the rubber pad, if you can see that. And the eye cup is really good too because it's kind of standard. However, I really love these Canon ones since they're very soft, delicate, and you can just put your eye up to it and you don't feel any strain on your eye. So now let's talk about the flash. So we do have a built-in flash in this camera. To activate, it's right up here. It's the standard kind of Canon flash. To activate this flash, we go into manual mode right here, which I will spin around. And to spin this around, we hit this button down, we hold it down, and we turn the knob. And now let's turn the camera on real quick. So I toggled it on by pressing this switch right here. We'll put it into picture mode. And since we're in manual, we'll hit this button right here to activate the flash. Boom, there's the flash. It comes out. Also activates during regular automatic mode and other different modes. Now let's talk about the screen. This is one of my favorite features in this camera, guys. Screen comes out just like this. Very easy. You can flip it around as much as you want. You can go down here. And this is great because if you're shooting from the side, if you're shooting from up, any different angle, you can just tilt the screen however you want it. It's really like a tilt swivel screen, like any way that you want. And so you can even put the screen back into the camera, which is really cool. So we tilt it this way, we fit it back into there. So let's go back to automatic mode up here. So let's tilt this and let's switch to auto, which would be a few down here. That should be, yep, that's auto. And this, screen is like that. And now, the thing I really love about this camera is the lens as well. Because the lens on this thing is the 1855 millimeter STM lens. STM means stepper motor. It means very quiet. So let's give it a little shot. So let's try to focus and let's see how fast it focuses. So let's so it goes super fast. You can hear a little sound, and it's just great. Super fast, right on point. Right as you hit the button, focus goes right there. So it does have AF servo, which is a great autofocus system. It's the brand new autofocus system that they took down from the higher tier cameras, and they threw it into this camera. It's the hybrid CMOS AF3. So it's a great autofocus, guys, and it allows for super stunning autofocus shots. And the thing I really love about this is if you have your camera far away, it focuses on your face right away in video mode and in picture mode. So in both those, it's automatic, focuses on your face or whatever object is there. But if you can set it on your face, you can set it on a different object. If you're in your viewfinder, you can actually let's turn this into video mode just to demonstrate. There's another great feature. You can tap this. So let's tap these trees right here. Boom. And now you can see if we move the camera around, it's focusing on those trees, like the little box there. Let's get a little better tap. It's focusing on that top of the screen now. So it's nice and focused. And that's great because if your subject is moving around, you can focus on their face, focus on their shirt, whatever you're looking to focus on. And you can just tap it. No need for, scoping in with this guy. However, it is very easy to do. Let's go back into picture mode just by switching this guy. And let's take the lens off and let's take a look at the lens. So to take the lens off, you have this little button right here. Hit the button. Make sure to hold the lens while you're doing that. Hit the button, and then you simply twist the lens. Comes right off. So here's the body. It kind of looks cool just without it. And now let's take a look at the lens. So on here we have 2 switches. Yes, that's right, 2 switches. The top switch is for the autofocus or the manual focus. And that's really good because that's standard, so I guess. And then we have this other switch, which is for the stabilizer. This is a stabilized lens, guys. Make sure to look for that when you're buying, and by default, it is stabilized. It is, you can toggle the stabilizer off or you can turn it on. And you know what this does? When you're walking around and the camera's shaking, this thing makes your shot really stable. Inside it has some systems that stabilize your shot, which is absolutely lovely, guys. When you're vlogging, when you're just walking around with family trying to get some cool shots, or when you're doing a movie or any kind of shoot, all the shots are nice and crisp. Of course, if you're going crazy, it won't, stabilize that. But, for those little movements, it's awesome, guys. So let's put this guy back on. So as easy as it seems, you line up the little white spot right there. Line up with this spot right here. Just like that. Let's line it up. Boom, just like this. And let's turn it around. And you can hear that little click. Snaps right in. And now for focusing, you can turn this little knob. It spins infinitely, guys. And it's great for, you don't have to turn this front part because you can get your fingers in the shot. It's previous cameras. You don't have to do that. All you do is turn this little knob. You can spin it as much as you want. You can get a great autofocus, guys, or manual focus in this case. So now let's talk about a great feature that this camera comes with. Wi-Fi and NFC, guys. I love those features. You can talk to your phone pretty much from this camera. You can connect this camera to your phone through Wi-Fi and NFC. And you can remote control for taking pictures. And you can also transfer images or different files between the camera and the phone. So any kind of mobile phone that supports the Canon app, so Samsungs and iPhones are included, guys. Android and iPhone. And you can transfer things. Really cool. You can take, if you're in a dangerous situation, like you're trying to shoot a volcano perhaps, so you set your camera down, you're setting it up, you set it down to take a look at the different lava flows, and you can just set it to remote control from your phone if you tap the button, and it'll take pictures for you, some stunning things, even focuses from you. Can do anything from your phone except for video. It's kind of unfortunate, but really cool. So now let's talk about the battery in this. So we do have an AC battery. It's really good, guys. It's in a spot right here. We can just simply use our nail kind of to take it out. We pop this guy right, comes right out. Boom, get the battery. This battery, it's kind of like a standard Canon battery, as you can see. Has the Canon logo and insignia on there. Have this little charger that comes with it, and it comes with a cable that you can plug into the wall. So no more need to plug this thing into the wall, plug the cable in the wall. Throw this guy into here, boom, and then it charges great. Has these indicator lights, shows you when it's charging, when it's done. Great, it doesn't overcharge. You can just leave it for as much as you want, guys. So now let's take this battery and put her back in. So put it back into here in this little slot. If I get it right. Oh, no, other way. Okay. Boom. Just pops right in. And this is where you put your SD card right here. So you can simply move this down. Boom. And it comes right out. You can put your SD cards in there. Only one card though. It's a standard SD card. Put this guy back. Pop this guy in. Another great feature about this is the screen up here. So you have this little screen, which is actually unexpected for this kind of camera. So at night, when you need to know what you're shooting, what kind of things you have, if you don't really want to look at this or your screen's unavailable for whatever reason, you can just hit this little light button and then it lights up the screen for you. How cool is that? Lights up the screen. So you can see things like ISO, whether the Wi-Fi is on, and whatever you really want from there. You can also, you have the shutter button, which is really smooth to touch. You can touch it and it takes a picture. You know, look at this. I'm effortlessly touching, and then it takes a picture, like effortless, guys. On the previous cameras that I've tried out, you have to really ram that shutter button. Like you have to go like really hit it. But with this one, you just kind of touch it, and this boom takes a picture. So I love the buttons on this. Here you can access your pictures and different kind of stuff from there. You have a little circle, you have the Q menu, which is great in the manual mode. And now let's actually move on to, let's see how fast this thing can shoot pictures with, because you know guys, I love the speed on this thing. So let's take a look at the speed, because I have a need for speed, honestly. Let's see. So let's go into our manual mode. So let's turn this guy around. Just write that manual. And now let's go into our Q menu right here, so Q, and we'll be able to switch our shooting to continuous shooting, which I have already set it to right there. And now let's see how fast it shoots, guys. Here we go. Oh yeah, you guys love that? I love that sound, guys. It makes me feel so powerful. It's like shooting from like a machine gun kind of sound. So it's going super fast, focusing super fast. And you know, guys, the shots are great. Also depends on the ISO and things like that, but you know, you can adjust that yourself. So now let's move on to another cool thing about this camera. It's kind of like a downside. You cannot shoot raw video on this camera. That's kind of a downside. I mean, most of these kinds of cameras you really can't shoot raw video with. Not a big deal though. You know, raw video, I just use the color profile flat for my regular videos that I try to shoot with this. I just shoot flat. And you know, when you shoot flat, it still gives you a lot of like color ranges that you can add different kinds of colors to, and it's fine. So you can still color grade and whatever you want. Not a big downside for me. So the price is $999 Canadian. And then we have $899 American on Amazon. So that's a pretty big jump from Canadian to American right there. You know, the prices are, I think it's fair for this kind of camera. It's actually a great price too. That's what I think. And it's for the whole body, guys, the whole body. And now let's think about what, I know you guys have been waiting for this, the rating that I'm going to give this camera. I'm going to give this camera a 4.9 out of 5, guys. The 0.1 right there, I'm taking away for the not being able to shoot raw. You know, Magic Lantern doesn't really support this camera yet. So, you know, when it does though, it is going to be soon supported by Magic Lantern. So I can't wait to shoot raw with this camera. It's going to be great, guys. But for now, 4.9 out of 5. And, you know, if you can check the link in the description, we have 2 links here. One link, the first link is for if you want the specs for the camera from Canon. The second link in the description is the Amazon link for Canada and the United States if you're looking to buy this camera, and I highly recommend it, guys. Do take a look at it. And, you know, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, guys. I'd love to see more of you guys and give you some guys more great videos, and I will see you guys later. Peace